Stop being so religious, so political, so spiritual that you can't receive truth from a person that may not look, live, or think like you do. I say this because I was just out here taking a walk and an older lady was talking to my eldest child. So when I'm coming around the track, I'm like, all right, what is she talking about over there? Because I could tell from my child's face that like she didn't seem too interested, and the older lady was like so into the thing that she was talking about. So as I'm coming up to approach them, I'm like, hey, what is going on? How are you doing today? So that I could see what she was talking about. And she was talking about Christ, and she was doing her best to encourage my child to like trust in Christ, love Christ, and all this stuff, right? Now, my family is not religious in Christianity. So she's talking to my child, and my child is like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't believe in Jesus. So I had to like kind of slip in there like, hey, we don't practice that faith. However, we are all for truth, for love, and for life, and all that good stuff. So to make a long story short, at first I'm like, this lady is a little out of it. I don't know what she's trying to accomplish here, but it's not going to work on us because we ain't about that life, right? So later on throughout the conversation, I just began to just listen to her and not put up a wall just because she was a Christian. I just chose to listen to what she was talking about, to actually hear her out. I am the type of person that will listen to a person that is trying to pitch me something. Like, I would listen to the people at Costco trying to persuade me to get A to TNT. I would listen to a person at the corner trying to pass out pamphlets. I just listen to them, not with the intent to argue, but with the intent to just allow whatever message that that person has to share, just let them practice, let them say what is on their hearts. Within that though, I always get some type of lesson, information, some type of message within that, because I'm a firm believer that you can learn from anything, you can learn from anyone. So later on throughout the conversation with me and this elderly lady, she shared with me that she's 94 years of age. At that moment, my entire wall, it came down, because at that point I'm like, wow, she's been on this side of existence for 94 years. 94? At this point, I don't care what she's talking about. As long as she means well and she's coming in peace, I will listen to what she has to say, because at this point, she's a gift. She's precious. She has something that she can pass to me. So I would be a fool to close her out because of the perspective in which she's talking from. So I'm like, wait, she's 94. I have not met a family member who has lived to be that age. My grandparents passed before they could reach 80. Matter of fact, before they could reach 70. So I take that as, wow, this is like an ancestry energy speaking through her to me. Like, girl, listen to what she has to say. And I'm just like, wow, I am in the presence of a lady, a woman who's 94. She's out here on the track doing laps in the sun, and she had on a skirt. So I was like, okay, poodle health is on the points. Okay, grandma. But I'm like, wow. And throughout the conversation, she kept on asking, could she have a hug? Because she felt led to give me a hug. She also explained how most people not open to getting hugged and close to people because of the way that this society is. But I told her that I am open for hugs, but at that point in that conversation, I was just not. I was just closed. I felt like I needed to put up some type of protection. But then towards the end of the conversation, Spirit was like, girl, you better hug that lady. You better hug her, because she got something to transfer over to you. She has life, wisdom. energy, power. He has things to pass to you that you might not have received from your blood family, from your blood grandmom and grandpa. So let this little old lady hug you. And I hugged her, and I closed my eyes. I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And another thing that she said, where I was like, oh yeah, this is divine. She said that the Lord does not lead people together by coincidence. And once she said that, I'm like, oh, now she's speaking my language, because don't nothing happen by coincidence. Nothing happens by coincidence, y'all. Before coming to the track, I was actually at home, and I was thinking about coming to the track within the next hour. But I was like, nah, let me just go now and just take in some laps, and then I'm going to call it a day. But when I got to the track, I seen this lady. Her name is Mrs. Ellen. I seen her, and I was like, okay, all right, grandma, all right, sis is out here getting it. I did not expect her to stop and talk to us at all. I didn't plan to talk to anybody. I had on my headphones, and I was just going around the track. But Mrs. Ellen was there for a reason. She was there to transfer something to me. And I just shared this to say, stop being so closed-minded. Stop being so protected out of fear, out of habit, out of trauma, that you aren't able to receive life, truth, love, and healing from people and places and things that may not initially come off as comfortable. If I chose to just cut off Mrs. Ellen from the get-go, because let me say, Mrs. Ellen was talking, okay? Ellen was talking and talking and talking, and I was just allowing her to talk, because I'm like, look, she's out here, she want to say something to me, and we live in a society where a lot of people would have closed her off from the get-go. So I'm gonna let this little old lady get off her chest what she got to get off. And long and behold, I needed to hear what she needed to say. I needed to hug her. I needed to talk to her, because throughout the whole time she was talking to us about Christ, she just kept saying over and over, I just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you. And I was like, wow. Wow. So even if a message, or it is presented in a way that you don't intend for it to show up, just hear it out. As long as it's coming in peace and it's not here to cause you any harm, listen. Stop, look, and listen. We are the mighty cougars. Stop, look, and listen. All right? Because there's something that you are to receive from out of it. There's something that you are to give from within it. I was able to give in open heart, and she was able to give me messages from her spiritual source and place confirmation and love and life back into mine, back into me. So stop being so spiritual, so religious, and so political that you aren't able to receive from the people, places, and things that are placed in your experience to help you to evolve, to help you to grow, to flourish in life. So take this as encouragement. Mrs. Ellen was sent here to send some to me, and now I'm sending it to all of y'all. Be encouraged, y'all. And no, I'm not talking from a religious perspective. Just be encouraged. Be encouraged enough to be open to receive love and truth, no matter what package it comes in. All right, I love y'all. Mwah.